Welcome to Art Wednesday. So today we're going to do something really fun. I'm kind of excited about it. Everybody in the school is doing something with this gentleman. This is a new artist we're going to learn about. And his name, I know it's backwards on my screen, but his name is Wayne Thiebaud. So if you're a football fan, you've heard of the name Tebow before. No relation. But his name is Wayne Thiebaud. And he was a fantastic artist, very different. He was an American painter who really enjoyed painting American food. And one of the things that Americans love, sweets, right? So he also loved to paint the streets of San Francisco as well. So there is some difference there, but he is most well known for his sweets, and he paints the most amazing, neat paintings of cakes and cupcakes, lollipops, gumball machines. There's another one, there's a donut. But if you have the chance with your mom or dad or grandparents, look up his name and get on the internet and Google Wayne Thiebaud. And you will find that his art is very bright and very vibrant. He loved to mix shades and tints and values, which means making colors lighter and darker. And he also liked shadows. And he also loved to make his art repeat over and over. Now, he might not use the same cupcake over and over. He would do mini cupcakes, a bunch of different cupcakes. Kind of like if you look at this picture of Pete the cat, there are many different cupcakes on his platter. So I'm having all my grades do something with Wayne Thiebaud. And for instance, second grade, they're painting a cupcake, one single cupcake. Fourth grade, you guys would be doing a gumball machine, right? And I haven't decided with fifth grade quite yet, but they are going to either do a cake or a donut behind me. And I practiced on my donut, and I really don't like what my donut looks like. I don't like the fact that the donut is turned like this instead of like this in real life. So I'm gonna have to work on that. Same with kindergarten. Kindergarten is going to be doing a cupcake as well. So that being said, take some time, get on the internet and look up Wayne Thiebaud and see if you can get inspired. Maybe eat a cupcake, eat a donut, a piece of cake, and see where that'll take you. Give me a minute and we'll get back together and I'll show you how to draw a cupcake. See you in a minute. All right, guys, so you're gonna need a piece of paper. It can be really big. It can be just a regular size piece of paper. It depends on how you want your art, how big you want your art to be. I'm going to use a Sharpie because it's gonna show up on the camera better, but I would highly recommend you use a pencil first. That's what all my artists are doing. I just want you to be able to see it better, so I'm gonna be using a Sharpie. We're gonna start with a cupcake first. Highly recommend, if you're going to do one single cupcake, you want to make it pretty stinkity big, right? So if you take your paper and fold it in half, not all the way, just kind of give it a squish, right? See how now I have this crease right here? I didn't fold it in half all the way. I just wanted to give this imaginary line so that my brain knows where halfway is on the paper. This is going to help us make the paper part this part of the cupcake, right? And that's pretty big. If you look at all these different cupcakes, the paper part is pretty important, right? It's pretty big. So go down to the bottom of your paper and we're going to draw a line to show us how big we want our cupcake to be. And my line is not going to be straight. My line is going to be kind of ever so gently curved, right? And my Sharpie was not doing so well. So there we go. Ever so gently curved. Not too big curved, just a little bit, right? Then I'm going to draw the sides. Now, you can draw the sides straight up if you want to, but I like to draw mine a little bit out. That's called a diagonal line. If you look at these, that's not a straight up and down. If you look at it, see how it's slightly, this is straight up and down. This is slightly turned, right? So, and I'm not gonna go all the way up. I'm gonna stop when I get kind of close. So see how those are diagonal lines? It already starts to look kind of like a bucket, right? All right, so then you have a couple options. You can do the zigzag if you want to. You don't have to do that at all if you don't want. right? So go ahead and draw that. Now we're gonna add the frosting. You have so many choices of frosting. Once again, let's refer back. You could do a smooth topped frosting like these, or you could do a whipped frosting with lots of bumps and lumps. What shape is that? That's a half of a circle with another half of a circle. Same here, half of a circle. So look, all you have to do is half of a circle, and there's one cupcake, right? But I want mine to be kind of whipped creamy, and then I'm gonna do a topper. I could keep it like that. There's a cupcake, right? Now we have different versions of cupcakes. What about something like that, right? So if you notice, what's different? This one has a zigzaggy top. This one has a wavy top, right? And even my frosting is wavy on top. I even put a cherry. What shape is the cherry? You got it, dudes. It's a half of a circle, and then I put another half of a circle right there, little bitty, and then I draw a stem. Now I have a cherry on top of my cupcake, right? Now you can add the lines in. You don't have to do any of this. You might have a different design in yours. Now I have a cupcake, right? Now we don't want our cupcake floating in space, and we don't want the table down here. We want to draw two straight lines, just like that. Now it looks like it's on the table, right? So you've drawn a cupcake. Now I want you to paint this. You can use watercolors, you can use tempera paints, crayons, markers, you can add sprinkles, you can do designs, you can do all kinds of things, right? You want to paint the table and the wall. There's tons of ideas to do with that. Now, if you didn't want to do a cupcake, let's try a donut, right? Now the donut's a little harder, and the donut is gonna require some erasing after we draw. So I am gonna use a pencil on this one, right? So the donut, you're gonna draw kind of in the middle of the paper, and you're going to draw kind of like an oval. Whoops, there we go. And then what does the donut have in the middle of it? You got it. It has another oval in the middle, right? And then we're gonna make it look real, so watch this. Draw a little bridge right in there. Now that does not look like a donut. You know why? Because this is the top of the donut. So then find the sides, see the two sides right here? And kind of draw around like that. This is the bottom of the donut. Starting to look like one, isn't it? Now this is where the erasing comes in. We need to add the icing, right? We're gonna make this fabulous. So starting on this edge, watch what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna draw the drips. And your drips can drip as much or as little as you want, right? And once you draw the drips, then you gotta go back in. Woo, and I'm missing an eraser. And kind of erase this line. This is gonna help make it look a little bit more realistic. Now, I know I pressed really hard. This is why it's super important to draw lightly. Then you can kind of go back in and add just a couple faint lines. See how it's starting to look real? You can even draw some drips. Maybe it dripped in the center, right? And then come back in. It's all about imagination, what your ultimate donut would be. Oh, we have the best donut place where I live. It's called Tasty Donuts. Oh, they're fantastic. They make a cronut or a crowbar that is my favorite. It's a croissant and a donut mixy together. So now we have a donut, right? Once again, add the line here. Add the line here so it's sitting on a table. You can draw sprinkles. You can paint sprinkles. Maybe you just like a chocolate covered donut with no sprinkles. Oh, I've seen, they have donuts at this donut shop that have Fruit Loops on them. Ugh. I know you guys like that. I've seen donuts with Oreos on them, crushed up Oreos. That's crazy. Look, now I have a donut. You could even add, maybe let's do a napkin in there. Ooh, there's my napkin. right? Now we have a donut. Perfect. Paint it in, draw it in, color it in. You could do it black and white. So we have our cupcake and our donut. Now, Wayne Thiebaud would have drawn several donuts. He would have possibly drawn several cupcakes. So maybe if you like it and you want to draw them smaller and do 3 donuts side by side, right? You could turn your paper this way maybe, right? Now, not only can you do a cupcake, what if you did a cake? Oh my goodness, right? Cake's a little harder. So watch this action. You're going to draw another oval like that. Draw the sides down, down, right? Draw another curved line. Now watch this. 2 lines right there. That's looking weird, isn't it? But this is where we're gonna cut a piece. So from this line, from this point and this point, watch, I'm gonna draw a triangle on top so it looks like a house. See my house, right? Now, take your eraser and erase that part right there and actually erase this bottom part right there. Now watch this. I'm gonna draw this line straight down the middle and then I'm gonna stop. Notice I didn't go all the way down because I'm going to connect here and connect here. Look what we just did. Do you see what we just did? We just cut the cake, a slice of cake out, right? You can throw the table in there. You can put icing. Ooh, what kind of icing do you like in the middle of your cakes? Are you a chocolate cake person? Right, now would the icing be in the middle? Would it be on the outside? No, it would only be on the inside. Maybe it's a triple layer cake. What if we did that? Oh yeah, this is getting straight up fancy. Right, you could decorate your cake. Notice that my lines are what? They're parallel. Now this one's way more advanced. This is what my 5th graders are doing. So these lines all have to be parallel. If you went straight across, it's not gonna look right, right? Look, if I did this, does that look right? No. So those lines have to be parallel. Parallel lines look like this. Parallel lines. Parallel lines. They're lines that are friends that always want to follow each other, right? So now you can decorate this cake. You could put this cake on a plate. What if you didn't want a table? You could erase those lines, watch. And you could put it on, whoa, that's terrible. A cake stand. I bet your moms or grandmas have a cake stand. You could probably draw it better than I did, right? You can decorate, put icing around the edge. Think about what your favorite kind of cake is. See how I'm using my eraser? I'm overlapping. See what happens when you do that? See, my icing's not going to be see-through. So now I got to erase that part so it looks like it's sitting in front. Look, I'm already getting a cake. You could put candles on it. Dun, dun, dun. Happy birthday. Is my candle see-through? No. Erase the line. Right? So we have a cake. We have a cupcake. We have a donut. So I want you, my at-home friends, to come up with one of these sweet treats, a donut, a cupcake, a cake, maybe all of them. Paint them, color them with whatever you have, and practice trying to draw a cupcake, a cake, or a donut. And then maybe beg your parents to go get you one. All right, you guys have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you next Wednesday. See you later. Have fun. Bye.